Good morning, everybody. So happy to have you here this morning. We are going to talk about income. And my phone rang. Okay, let me turn that off. Um, so good morning. Hey, it's time for Monday Morning Crochet Business Chat. I am Pam Grice, the Crochetpreneur. I am on a mission to help 100,000 women find financial freedom through crochet. If that's you, hang around. We're going to talk about how to make it happen. So if you're new here, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get notified anytime I upload a new video. And be sure to like this. As we're chatting, if I say something you like, be sure to hit that like button so more and more people get notified that we're here and that we're talking about crochet business. So that's all out of the way. And if you hear some rustling around, it's just Kev. He's getting up for the morning and he's going to head outside. So he might make noise because, it's Kev. And I think he's got to take his vitamins. So anyway, good morning, everybody. Who is here? Miss Katie, thank you for being here and moderating while I'm chatting. I appreciate you. Hello, Kathy and Christina and Kim and Rosemarie and Jennifer and all you folks. All right. So what we're talking about today is, it's been kind of a crazy morning. I had some issues last night with the internet and my computer being down. So I didn't get to create any banners for you for this live stream. I can put this one up though. Hang on. Where is it? How's that? All right. So we are live streaming and this is a Crochetpreneur. Okay. We're going to talk about how much money I made with my brand new business in the last month. So, I started White Winter Hat Company in September. So I think I had 11 sales and $300 or something like that in sales my first month. So I was just getting rolling, just getting, my social media set up, just getting my listing set up. I was adding a new listing every week. Whereas if you have a new shop, I would recommend you add a new listing every day, but sometimes that's not possible. And it wasn't possible for me just because I was busy doing other things. So that got rolling. And then in October, things really picked up. So I'm going to share with you where things are at right now. Mister. Where things are at right now with White Winter Hat Company. Also, just a little update on how much I made last month on pattern sales, just so that you can get an idea of what you can expect when you start these types of crochet businesses. And also, just so that with those two businesses, I only spend about 10 to 15 hours a week working on those two crochet businesses, Made with a Twist and White Winter Hat Company, aside from making the physical products that I need to ship for White Winter. The rest of my time is all focused on Crochetpreneur and the Business Academy and all of that. And so I didn't include the Crochetpreneur income in the income report so that it doesn't kind of skew things and make it look like I was making more than I actually was with the actual crochet part of it. Even though I consider the coaching part a crochet part, but some people don't. So I don't want people to send me hate mail again. So shall we get into it? Also, before we go, before I show you some numbers, I did get my YouTube channel monetized this week. So as of last Monday, they actually kind of grandfathered in the 3 days before I was actually monetized, which was nice of them. And so I'll share what I made my first 10 days of YouTube monetization. So you can see what that looks like. I have just hit that 4,000 watch hours in 365 days that they require in order to get monetized. So I already had Google AdSense. So the process of monetization was really easy. I got notified on Tuesday that I was approved for monetization, or I could apply for monetization. So I did that. And then the very next day, I received the confirmation that I was all approved and I would start making money on YouTube. So I'll share how much I made during those first 10 days. So let's go. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you. I did write a blog post and I will link it in the description below for anybody who wants to go read. But I'm going to share my screen and head over here. Make sure you can see it. You can. Okay. So this is the blog post, and I share a little bit with you about why I diversify my income, why I don't recommend you just start a business selling physical products and do nothing else. I know some people, that's what they want to do, but I want your expectations to be realistic when you're looking at how to actually create a income that you're looking for over the crochet business. Last week, I put a poll up in our free Facebook group of what is a full-time income to you? Because so many people say, I'm making a full-time income with my crochet business. And in reality, it doesn't mean anything, right? So for some people, a full-time income is $20,000, and to other people, a full-time income is $100,000. So when someone says, I'm making a full-time income, it's too abstract of a term. And that's why I share these income reports, so you can see really how much money I'm making with those businesses working 10 hours a week. So I'm working part-time hours for that business. And I feel like I'm making a pretty good income from that part-time work. Just from the crochet stuff. So anyway, it's because I diversify and I have other streams of income that work into those two businesses, including ad networks and now YouTube ads and affiliate income, that kind of stuff, which I didn't really focus on last month, but I have a little bit of affiliate income. So, and also a little blurb about why I share income reports. The whole reason I share income reports isn't to be like, haha, look how much money I made, or, oh my gosh, crochet is so hard, look at how much money I didn't make. It's basically because when I first started my crochet business, I wanted to know that it was actually possible to make the income that I wanted to make from a crochet business. I wanted to be sure that it was possible. And so I looked and I saw other people had shared income reports, and those were really inspirational to me and made me believe that it was possible. So that's why I share my income reports with you as well. And then also, it's for accountability purposes, because I am a crochet business coach, and I think it's important that you understand that I have done what I'm wanting to help you to do. And I think a lot of times people go out there and step into the expert role, but when you dig behind the scenes of their business, you see that they're not actually making sales and they're not actually getting traffic to their blog, or they're working very hard and making the same amount that I'm making, not working very hard at all. So anyway, it's for that accountability of if I want to be your crochet coach, I want to show you that I actually know what I'm doing. Okay, but I want to talk about the danger of income reports, and I've seen this so many times. I think it's important to talk about that. A lot of people will go to income reports to find inspiration, and they'll try to then reverse engineer that person's business and say, okay, I see that they're doing this and they're doing this and they're doing this, so I'm going to do all of those things as well. But the thing is that you can't know the nitty-gritty behind the scenes details of somebody's business. You don't know how much time they're spending. You don't know the connections that they have. You don't know, how much money they're actually making or not making. So when you try to reverse engineer someone else's business, you kind of set yourself up for failure and set yourself up to be just a less than copycat of someone else, rather than a interesting, different, attention-grabbing business that you could be if you did it yourself, right? And did it your way rather than someone else's way, or trying to make your business look like somebody else's business. So I really encourage you to not do that, but instead figure out which strategies work for you. How are you different and better than other business owners that are out there, and particularly to get that message across of what's unique about your own business. Okay, so now that I've given you all of those little details, let's talk about how much I actually made with my 2 crochet businesses, which are, just so if you don't know, Made with a Twist is a blog and design business. So I'm selling crochet patterns, and I have a crochet design blog with madewithatwist.com. And then the other business is the one that I started in September, is White Winter Hat Company. So White Winter Hat Company is just physical products. So here you can see October 2021 business income. So Made with a Twist has Mediavine ads on it. And so with Mediavine ads, I made $891 last month in October 2021 just with ads. So that's total passive income. I mean, I do drive traffic to that blog, and I do create new blog posts occasionally. Not as much as I would like, but I honestly, I mean, that's just the truth. I think I've posted maybe 2 or 3 new patterns this year, not very many at all. So, that might even be an exaggeration. It might be just one. Anyway, so I made $891 in ads last month. And then, so here's the YouTube. I did put the YouTube under crochet business income because I do have videos that are stitch tutorials or pattern tutorials that I link to from my crochet patterns. And so I wanted to show you kind of what's possible for you. And if you are at all interested in creating a YouTube channel for your business, I highly encourage it. You can see that in the last 10 days, I made $30 passive income from ads on my YouTube channel. And so that's just going to grow as I continue to be consistent and upload more and more content. I do believe it's easier to make an income when you're creating videos actually about crochet, because there's a wide range of people who are looking for that kind of content. And you can then create blog posts that link to that video, and you can create patterns that link to that video. So other people could link to those videos. So the crochet niche itself is ripe with opportunity on YouTube. So I really encourage you, if that's something you're interested in, to go ahead and get started. So I didn't start uploading consistently until I believe it was August of this year. So August, September, October, I uploaded weekly, and that is what grew my subscribers from I believe it was like 1,600 subscribers to now I have 3,100 subscribers. So that doubled basically. And then my watch hours in the beginning of August was 1,800 watch hours in 365 days. And now that's over 4,000 watch hours. So the watch hours really exploded when I started uploading consistent content to YouTube. So anyway, that's that. And I know there's people, I mean, $30, it's kind of a piddly amount, but it's something, right? When I got Google AdSense on my blog, I was making about $5 a month rather than $30 in 1 week. So having it on YouTube seems to be much more beneficial than having it on a blog. And those media vines on my blog actually work really great. So okay, moving on to affiliate sales. This would be, I have Amazon links inside many of my blog posts on Made with a Twist. This is SiteGround affiliates, which I didn't actually have any SiteGround affiliates or Ultimate Bundle affiliate sales last month. I did have some on Amazon, and then also I participated in a blog hop and bundle sale with Cozy Rosie UK, and she had a autumn exclusive blog hop last month, and so I made a small amount of income with that bundle sale. Then we move on to pattern sales. This includes Etsy, Ravelry, and my Shopify site. So I made almost $2,000 in pattern sales last month. And again, these are all old patterns. I came out with one new pattern last month, but I gave it away for free. So now it's for sale, but at the time when it was released, I gave it away for free as part of the crochet charity event, Crochet Cancer Challenge. So these are all from existing patterns. I believe I have 79 patterns out there from over the last 7 years. Just if you're looking for a number, I know some people come out with a new pattern every week, and so they have hundreds of patterns. I do not have hundreds of patterns because designing is not my primary income source. So I just create patterns when I want to, or when I have a commitment to someone else, I come out with a new pattern. And so my pattern, the increase in the number of patterns I'm selling is pretty slow. But anyway, that's from pattern sales. And then here you have the White Winter Hat Company product sales just from October. So you can see it increased quite a bit from my September sales. So October sales were $1,736 in physical product sales. You'll notice when we get to expenses that my advertising fees were pretty high, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. And then other physical product sales. Now, these are just physical. This is a bundle of patterns that I have as a tripwire, which I haven't actually promoted very much in the last month. So that was just $7. So usually that's higher, but again, I didn't promote it, and I actually disconnected it because I didn't want to irritate a bunch of people that were coming to my site. So total earnings from these crochet businesses, Made with a Twist and White Winter Hat Company, was $4,777 in October of 2021. So when we get down to the expenses, some of these you'll see I have a percent here because I share this service between multiple businesses. And so a percentage of it is basically paid by Made with a Twist or White Winter Hat Company, and then the other percentage is paid by Crochetpreneur. Sometimes that's a 50-50 split, and sometimes things like PayPal fees are heavily paid by my Crochetpreneur products and course sales. So this percentage is much lower of PayPal fees. So I try to do it as equitable as I could. But when we get here, these are the fees I paid for, oops, I need to edit this and say excluding advertising because I put the advertising down here. So I'll remove that. Etsy fees for the two businesses, those two shops, was $481.46. So, you know, it's Etsy. Fees are fees. And that's the way it is. So, Ravelry fees was $14. And so those are the fees basically for, and the Shopify fees are $2.82. So those are the fees specifically for pattern sales and physical product sales. You can see my advertising is fairly high. So the reason for that, I do have a $10 a day advertising going on my Made with a Twist Etsy shop. And I also have $25 a day, which I don't always meet that threshold. I mostly don't meet that threshold on my White Winter Hat Company site. The reason I have the White Winter Hat Company so high is because it's a brand new shop. Nobody knows who I am. My SEO hasn't quite kicked in, and I'm still working on figuring out how to get people to my shop. So I decided to invest in advertising. So I'm doing $20 a day. Actually, last month, I think I paid about $400 for advertising on White Winter Hat Company. So, you know, that comes out of the sales that I make on that site. And so it wasn't anything that came like out of pocket and I had to pay for it without actually making money. I checked on my stats every day to make sure that I was actually making money from these ads. And it came out to be about, for a $400 ad spend, I made about $1,200 in sales. So that was worth it to me to get the ball rolling on my business. So just so that you know, that's how that's working. I'm going to eventually, I'm only going to have that shop open for another month. And then I'm going to shut it down until next year because I don't have time to focus on that. So, I'll probably keep the advertising at about $10 to $15 a day. And yeah, So that's that. Shipping fees. I have Sendowl, and that's for my printables, my tripwire, and you can see that actually I made $7 on my tripwire, and I actually paid almost that. So that was just a wash. That wasn't anything. MailerLite, I have a large email list on MailerLite, so my list costs $80. I believe it pays for itself in pattern sales. My list is specifically for pattern sales. I only have like 50 people on my list for White Winter Hat Company, but so I don't pay for that. It's a separate MailerLite account, and that's free. But my Made with a Twist MailerLite account has about 20,000 people on it. So I pay $80 a month for that. SiteGround, again, I pay, this is for my website fees. Then I have Canva Professional. My Shopify site actually is not paying for itself this month. And I'm actually thinking of shutting it down because I don't direct traffic there. Because I need to have my Ravelry and Etsy shops open so that I can teach people how to grow their businesses on Ravelry and Etsy. And Shopify is just taking money, and I'm not sending traffic there, so I'm not making money to pay for it. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with that. PayPal fees, these are just transaction fees on PayPal. Marmalade, I do have Marmalade and eRank, but eRank I use specifically for Crochetpreneur. Marmalade is an SEO tool that you can use for Etsy, so it's not necessary, but helpful. And then my tech support, I have a tech support guy on retainer so that anytime I have a question on my website, I can just send him a message and say, can you look at this? So that's $57 a month. So these are the total expenses for those two businesses. Now, if you're starting a business, some of these you won't have. For example, Sendowl, you won't have MailerLite because you won't have that big of a list. You probably won't have Canva Pro. You won't have the Shopify fees. You won't have this many PayPal fees. You may not have these two fees. So your expenses will be much lower than what they are for mine. I am at the point in my business where I would rather pay money for something that's convenient than to do it myself for free. So my expenses are a little bit higher than they would be if I had just been starting my business. But anyway, so the net profit here was $3,079 from those two businesses, again, working 10 hours a week. So I feel like that is a good income for a part-time commitment to those businesses. And yeah, I'm happy with that. I think if I spent more time on my pattern business and I actually designed consistently and I actually marketed consistently on that business, that could be a lot higher. But for right now, that is what it is. And then here I always share, I give a portion of my gross sales to charitable donations, particularly to organizations that help rescue people from human trafficking and slavery. So that's kind of where my passion lies. So $310 this month to charitable donations. Yeah. So that's that. And then I just have some, how much traffic Made with a Twist blog got this month is on here. What happened in our business. Basically during this month, I wasn't focused on these other two businesses. I was really focused on the holiday prep challenge and the launch of Crochetpreneur Business Academy that I did this month. So again, these were kind of total side hustles. And so this is what is possible. There's people making a lot more money than this with their crochet businesses, whether they're side hustles or full-time gigs where they're spending 40 hours or more on their business. I'm not saying that I make more than other people make. I'm just trying to show you that it's possible to make a decent income when you build out a strategy, long-term goals, and various income streams for your business. Again, my YouTube channel was monetized on October 22nd. That's where it was actually monetized last Monday, but then they went back a few days. I was featured in a local newspaper, and that generated a little bit of traffic for my White Winter Hat Company shop. Basically, what happened was I started my White Winter Hat Company Instagram, and after my second post, I was contacted. I tagged Colorado Springs, Colorado, which is the big city near us, and I was contacted by a local reporter saying, I'd love to do an article on your your new business. And then I told her, I said, do you know I have all these other crochet businesses as well? And she was like, no, that's a great story. So they sent out a photographer, they did a whole article, and that generated about 6 sales for a total of 10 items in my shop. So that's approximately about $400 in sales from that one news article. And the great thing about the news article is that then I can repurpose that as social proof, right? So so I've linked it, on my blog or in my shop and all of that kind of stuff, and in my LinkedIn. So it gives some social proof that your business is an actual real business. So any news you can generate, and I really recommend that you reach out to reporters and things, try to generate some buzz. And then the best of 30 days of cozy blog hop started on October 15th. So that drove some traffic to the Made with a Twist blog, which in turn boosted the ad revenue for that shop. And that's going to run through November 13th. So it'll continue to boost my income for November as well. As far as our lives, I don't know if you could hear that outside, but we do have the construction workers out there, and they're building our house. So things are pretty quiet around here in general, if not stressful. So I'm really working on being intentional about taking one day away from the computer and away from the camper, and going to order lamps and going to pick out fixtures and going to figure out stuff about the house. And so we're doing that. We're still living in our camper. It's stressful. Winter's coming. We have to worry about our water lines. We can't move back into the barn this year because we have a lot of stuff in there now because my husband loves auctions, and so we have a bunch of furniture in the barn. So we'll be outside this winter. The house is not dried in yet because of some issues anyway. So it's not like life is just peachy keen. It's not bad. We're blessed. We're excited to have the opportunity to build our house just with crochet income, but it is stressful. So that is where those businesses are at. I'm going to come back here and stop sharing. Birgit, you said you didn't see the cost of supplies. I didn't have any supply costs this month. I worked totally off of my yarn stash. So I did spend last month, I spent $600 in yarn. So, and Kevin went to our storage and picked up, about 4 large Lion Brand boxes full of yarn that I purchased wholesale from them. And so I have plenty of yarn to last me for a couple of years. So there's that. What I'm going to go back up here to, there's lots of questions. Okay. Some years ago, all American bloggers used to show income reports, but most people have stopped that now, but it's interesting to know. Yeah. I'm not sure why people stopped. I think a lot of times people who were contracted with yarn companies, I think it created an unrealistic expectation of brand new designers that they're going to get contracted with yarn companies and make that kind of money as well. And that's just not possible. Those people who started, got in at the time that was perfect. Yarn companies were looking for influencers, and now they have their people. They do, find 1 or 2 new designers here and there, but they're not out actively recruiting people that they're going to sign on as their anyway. So there's that. Question, do you keep a minimum stock for your products, or do you make them when you receive an order? So I do keep stock because I have a craft fair coming up in December. So I have stock that I created last year. And I have about 3 bins worth of stock, but mostly the orders that I get on Etsy are for made to order items. And so I do make them as I get orders in. So sometimes, like last week, I raised my prices again because I was getting more orders than I wanted to deal with. So I raised my prices by $1 each. I'm going to take off my free shipping, I think, and see if that slows down orders but keeps my profit margin about the same. So that's kind of my strategy for when things get busy. My ads are working, so I don't want to turn my ads off. I do want to make those sales, but maybe not quite as many. I don't know. Anyway, so I raised my prices, but I'm still making about 3 sales a day on my physical product shop. So, are your profits before or after taxes? Before. So these profits are before taxes. And so I didn't talk about my profit margin and all of that stuff. So basically, I do the profit first method. So if you take my gross sales, you can kind of guesstimate how much money I'm making, because if you take my gross sales, every 2 weeks, I take out 5% and put into a separate bank account for profit. And that's like an exciting thing that after 3 months I get to take from. So 5% goes there. Then 50% goes into my bank account. So I get 50% right off the top as my payment. That's basically my salary is 50% of gross sales. Then 19% goes into my tax account. So that leaves 26%, and that 26% goes back into the business. So again, that pays for ads and all of that stuff. So the net profits would be the amount that goes to my profits, my income, and taxes. I hope that makes sense. If you have not read Profit First, you should read it. It revolutionized my business. I read it about 4 years ago, I think. And at that time, 4 years ago, I was making 20%, 26% of profit, of income. Everything else was going back into the business. And when I read Profit First and started implementing that for both my husband's business and my own, it was amazing. It really, really, really helped us actually keep more money and figure out how to run our businesses more sanely without giving all of our money back into the business. I've had my shop for over a year with a small amount of Etsy ads. I get about 20 visits and only 3 sales from the ads. Should I turn the ad back on? So if you're only getting 20 visits, something is wrong. Either it's your photos are not good or your SEO is not good. How many items, it depends on how many items, but I only have 11 items in my shop, and I'm getting, well, let me go look. I'll look on my phone. Go to White Winner. So this is my new business. So it's brand new business. So far today, I've had 66 views and 10 visits. No sales yet. My sales usually come later in the day. But yesterday, I had a total of 120 visits and 3 sales for $165 yesterday. So it was 290 views, 120 visits. So, and my conversion rate is not great. If I look at my stats for yesterday, my conversion rate is yesterday it was 2.5%, which is really good. My conversion rate has been around 1.4% for my shop. But if you're only getting 20 visits a day, you need to figure something out to get people to your shop. Either your marketing, do some Pinterest, do some social media marketing, do ads. If those ads convert to sales. So keep an eye on your analytics to ensure that your ads are turning into sales. Again, I didn't have any supplies expenses last month because I do have a large stash. So happy to see these numbers. My October income was $2,300. Yay! That's great, Iris. Do I find Canva Pro fee is worth it? Yes, because I live on Canva. Like, I create multiple graphics a day on Canva, whether it's for, thumbnails for YouTube videos, blog post images, social media images. I create them for my personal use around the house if I need to make a sign to put someplace or something. And because I have custom fonts, which I recommend that if you have a business that you have custom fonts that help you stand out from the rest of the world. And I have my color palettes. And because I have so many businesses, each business has its own color palette. And then if I have a new launch campaign or the Crochet Business Summit or the Holiday Prep Challenge or other things that come up, those all have their own brands and they have their own color palettes. And so with Canva Pro, I can keep all of those color palettes right there, and I can simply, with a click of a button, add a branded color to my graphics rather than having to remember the hex codes, look up the hex codes, or print out the hex codes and have them on my computer. For me, it's a massive time saver, and it's totally worth the $13 it costs for Canva Pro. Let's see. I keep hearing Etsy offsite ads are not really helping boosting revenue. Would love to hear feedback from others. I have a blog post about Etsy offsite ads. They are not hurting me. I think I paid. So I'm in the place where Etsy offsite ads are required for my business because I have over whatever their threshold is, over $10,000 in sales or over whatever their threshold is. Anyway, I have to have Etsy offsite ads. I'm paying maybe $10 a month for offsite ads. It's not taking that much out of my business. People say Etsy's taking 12% of my business, but if they're not generating that much traffic to your site, they're not taking 12%. They're taking 12% of the sales that you get from Etsy offsite ads, and that's minimal. So go read that blog post. Look at Etsy offsite ads on the Crochetpreneur blog website. It doesn't bother me. Profit First is a great book. Lots of people have items in their carts but not checked out yet and already do free shipping, so no coupon for abandoned carts. What do you recommend? Wait for them to buy. I do that. I go and I shop Etsy and I'm like, oh, I'm going to buy this someday. I'm going to buy that someday. And then when the time comes, I go back and I buy it, or I don't. There's nothing that seller could do to cause me to buy when I'm not ready to buy. So I don't recommend you do anything. You could turn on, Etsy coupon codes, but I don't love that because it kind of, a lot of people will put things in their carts to see if you'll send them a code and for a discount. And so you're just like giving them profit for a sale that they're either going to make or not going to make, so I don't think you need to do anything. Just wait for them to purchase. And having those people with those products in their cart is social proof to other people that people are interested in this. I'm going to be interested in it too. And so they're acting as social proof for you, so that there's a benefit to you of people having those things in their cart but not checking out yet. So I wouldn't worry about it. What do you think are key factors in my sales? A, I know who I'm selling to. B, I know what they want. And C, I have good photos. So I think those are kind of the three most important things right now. Because my SEO is not great at the moment, I just don't have time. Honestly, I could rewrite all of my descriptions, but right now my descriptions are pretty copy and paste. So I have a very targeted audience, and I know what they like because they're my people. They're people like me. They're people like my friends, and I'm creating products that I know that they'll like, and I'm having photographs taken. I have given a couple of hats to some friends, and they've shared photographs with me to use in my listings. And so those photos are speaking to my target audience. So I think that that's the most important. Am I taking into effect monthly bank fees for your accounts? I don't have any bank fees. I work with a credit union who offers small business accounts. I have, for every corporation that we have. So I have a corporation and Kevin has a corporation, and they're both small business accounts, and each of them has 5 accounts inside of that bank account because we do profit first, and they're free. So I don't have any bank fees. Okay, I have about 70 items in my shop. I've worked on SEO as much as I possibly can and completely revamped almost all of my photos. I would recommend you check out my Etsy shop self-critique, which, I mean, I can put a link below if you want to check it out, but there are a lot of things in your shop that help people to trust you or not trust you, or want your products or not want your products. So that shop self-critique can help you kind of figure out maybe what's not speaking to people. I would also reach out to some other sellers and say, hey, could you come look at my shop and give me some feedback on why maybe I'm not reaching people. I just looked at my conversion rate on Etsy is 2.2.5. That's excellent. Anything over 2, like 1 to 2% is the norm on Etsy for conversion rate between views and sales. And again, if you get the Etsy shop self-critique, it walks you through those calculations, but Etsy gives them to you as well. I only have 7 patterns. It's a tiny shop. See, you can still do great with a tiny shop. Okay, so I have 2,993 ad views and only 19 clicks and 0 sales from ads. Okay, so something needs to change. If people are seeing your product and not clicking on it, that's a photo issue, or it's a mismatch between your SEO. So your product is being shown to people who don't want that product. So if your SEO is off and you're using terms that don't actually relate to your product, I'm not saying you're doing this, but typically this is what happens. People do a search and you're showing up in their ads, but they don't want that thing. It doesn't actually fit their search. So make sure that the keywords that you're using are highly targeted to your product, and that your photo, because within Etsy, it's the photo that drives the viewers into visitors. So photos. Do you have a link for the Profit First book? I don't have it right now, but if you want to get it, you can go to Amazon.com/shop/The Crochetpreneur. And inside there, you will have books on my shelf, and it will be right in there. Thank you for using my affiliate link. I so appreciate that, you guys. Every little affiliate sale helps the bottom line. So I really appreciate that. I'm obsessed with Mike Michalowicz right now. He is the one who wrote Profit First. I'm not obsessed with him personally, but his strategies. I just listened to the Pumpkin Plan book. I just listened to the Clockwork book, and I'm working my way through Get Different. So I'm basically, while I'm crocheting this week, I am kind of on a binge listen to Mike Michalowicz business books. I'm happy at how much my Christmas blog ad income go up from day to day this time of year. Isn't it fun? I only put the ads on it last December, even though I have a blog for 4 years. Yeah, watching ad income go up is really fun. Here's Pam's affiliate link. Katie, you are the best. You are awesome. I appreciate you so much. You printed off my self-critique last night. Well, that's awesome. I do have a more comprehensive ebook for the self-critique. So if you're interested in that, you just let me know. I will link it below when I have a second. Today's going to be a busy day, but I will do my best. Etsy Bootcamp is a course. If you want to walk through Etsy Bootcamp, I'm super helpful. And Get Different is great, Crystal said. Crystal's the one who kind of tuned me into Get Different, and it is so good. You will see some of those philosophies, whatever the word is. You'll see some of those ideas leaking their way into future videos because they're so good. Okay, that is our questions for this morning, and I so appreciate you guys for being here. Go check out that blog post. I have a couple of things I need to edit on it yet, but I'm so happy that you were here. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Leave them in the comments on that blog post, and I will be happy to answer them for you. And that is all. I'm going to run and go see if my contractors have figured out a fix for my back porch. Again, that's something we're still working on. So they are here, and I want to go see what's going on. So I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful week. All right. Take care.